Makita the cost.
Thank you.
Siyangoba. Amandla.
True.
Everyone, how can you do mask in it? Tato. I'm just saying, you talk about I'm just saying, you talk about no, Bona, as long as you can, I fit the girl. As soon as I fit the girl. Good. We got us all in here. Ke batla spelling sa Sesotho.
Ana ko bitsa ka sefane se Sexhosa. Ke tshosole ke a ngwala.
Maki a ngola. Sa me ke ha yo. Ngola batho ba ngwana.
Need your mask. I can't.
What are the cultural norms that we need to unlearn? So the tsena tsa bore banana ba can we do away with that, you know, or is it something you know also you know the cultural norms say the expected from you know it clearly. So those are the solutions that we need to come up with. Or what are the cultural norms that we need to unlearn? So we can do that. 15 minutes, and then we must have choosing a group leader that is going to present the solutions. We can start now. And we celebrate the indigenous languages again.
Because actually we're not live, so we can just take this with the case card. It's fine with me. But now that means we can't record this.
I will do it later.
Because we can't record this. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Hanikata, we can go African ambassador. No, you can play because my voice is very loud.
You can't do it.
African ambassador.
No. Go. You can also do the zoom out. Yes.
African ambassador and then subscribe to the
but
channel.
now you can have to turn it on.
African ambassador, I think it should have, because I know it's going to be different.
Can I go type it there? Yes.
That's where they show everything is on. Okay, so it's the African ambassador with this icon. Not Yamle or Nane.
Which one?
It's blue. Please project it. On YouTube. When again? Yeah. Oh, why say again? Luna shop. Alright, let me continue. Tato, can you please make sure that everyone has gotten into all the pages and subscribed? Yes, but can you assist them? And I because others are not doing so. Okay. Alright, and then there's also the Instagram African Ambassador as well as Facebook. Because I want to continue. So just while we are continuing with the program, just assist with connectivity to all those social media pages, because that's where everything that we have been doing is going to see it. So you know, this is the event in that's exactly where you're going to find it, especially on YouTube. And also other future events, you can also request the link. Can you bring this one back to Baba? You know, because the little version. Okay, so group A, which is financial dependency, Group B, the quid pro quo, and Group C, unlearning toxic masculinity. Please give our group leaders a round of applause. Okay, the group leaders Sarona decided to a fruitful conversation, because at the end of the day, this dialogue is about you, it's about us, and the solutions. Society, media, communicate out there, and also what government can also do, including the local municipality. Alright, so without any further ado, I'm going to call upon the group leader of Group A. Okay, kupare opele matso group leader ya Group A.
Financial dependency on partners. Well, the reason I'm going to realize also how people have been what we found out is the first topic that we discussed was girls leave school because they have kind of that connection provide for them. And this is actually like true because we know terms such as blessers, those kind of guys, people that pick up little girls. I don't know why people think that's right, but sis, okay, so we have blessers. Girls actually think that they are safe for life. They leave school because of that. And like my question is, why? And the second one was, how are lies in whoever makes the most money? Well, this is actually kind of true. If you think about it, if, for example, we're used to this one, men, they are usually the ones that make the most money in a relationship. So, like that being said, just like the film we saw yesterday, if the man makes more money, then he thinks that how may I put this? He's of higher status than the woman or his other partner. So this is not right at all. Our solution to this was, everyone should make their own money. Everyone should go into a relationship with a specific set of goals. The goals not being that he or she will depend on the other person. The goal being that either one person will be able to survive without the other. But it goes without saying that if you go into a relationship, you know for a fact that you have to live with one another, codependency maybe. The other one comes with this. You should not be ignorant to the fact that your love will fade out, so you must have something to fall back on. This is actually kind of true. There are some people that actually want to live their marriages because they know for a fact if they leave, they'll be sleeping out on the streets. And like to know this is quite painful because what's the use of staying in a like reckless marriage? What's the use of being like violated every single day, all because you can't provide for yourself? And then our solution should be, parents should do better. Well, we had like a great discussion about this. Parents, we should do better. We should teach our children. We should make sure you're a kid. Okay, parents should teach their children. Parents should teach their children self-respect, integrity, honor, all of those things. We know for a fact that there are some rich people out. But like, if I were to share a story with you all, there's this girl that I go to school with, and what she said is, her father, like may he rest his soul because he recently passed away, her father taught her that each and every man in this world should treat her like a queen. Not because she's entitled to attention, but because she holds herself as a queen. She's strong like that. She's one of those people that are strong-willed. One of those people that will immediately leave a relationship if it's not what she wants. And then our other solution was talk about things in the early stages. People leave when you don't have money. Okay, this is actually kind of true. In order to talk about the problem, you first have to identify that there is a problem. So when you find out that, for example, let me make a good example. There was a man and a woman. The man usually provided for the family. Now, out of some like unfortunate circumstances, he lost his job. That means that the woman now has to step up. Let's say the woman had a job but didn't pay as much. The woman now has to step up and provide for the family. And it won't be fair if the woman now, for some reason, treats the man as if it's nothing. What if the woman treats the man as if like it's nothing because, unlike our normal homes, like the man no longer can provide. The man now wakes up at about 9 o'clock to clean the house, to take care of the children. In some women's eyes, that's not the image of a real man. So men get treated differently because of that, and this is not right. And vice versa, women as well. Not going to take sides on this one. And we go to the other one. In the starting stages of a relationship, you should discuss money. Do not let your partner feel depend on you. Well, okay, besides this, my favorite one. So I just got given about 12 and about 2 and for children to highlight into. For example, forget something. Mama will provide shelter for this. Mama will provide shelter for this. Sure, it's shall look at it. Now we can every one. That's a fact. And we move on to the other one. Oh, this is actually the other one that we discussed. Actually, I wrote it down because it was discussed again. Money should not give you a higher status in a relationship. This, like, for me to say it again, this is quite important. You should not, like, even out of relationships, why treat somebody else differently because they don't have the same amount of money as you? Like, you don't feel high. How am I talking about And another solution could be, in a relationship, give or provide without expecting anything in return. Now, this is very, very, very essential to the topic that we're discussing. In a relationship, you should not give anything with the hopes of getting something in return. Like, for example, you give away a car. In some chance that you two get divorced, what will happen? You're gonna think that that woman should give that car back, or that woman should give you actually, like, I don't know, extended time with the kids or whatever to talk about. This is not actually right. If you love someone, you just give it away without anything attached to it. And the second and last one is therapy is important. Well, this is actually a funny topic, but when we came to therapy, our group discussed that. In our society, for example, the people in this room, whenever people are having troubles in their marriage, what do? They go to church, they talk to the priest. But what if the priest is biased? What if the priest takes the side of one person? Like, for example, the priest cannot only be neutral, he will take the side of one person. For example, if the priest is closer, much closer to the man, he will believe whatever the man is saying, even if he's lying. Or if the priest is closer to the woman, he will do the same with her as well. So the challenge here is, sure, you can go to church and talk about your problems. That is okay. But the other fact could be to go to a professional. There will be mutual in all matters. A professional, they'll be able to listen to all of you without being biased. And money is very important in a relationship. We know that. Like, money is quite important. So whoever pays, for example, you can actually bribe like the priest to take your side. And if you can actually bribe the priest to do that, just and then we got to campaign again. Okay. This one is actually like campaigns against misogyny, the mistreatment of women. Now it goes without saying that we all grow up knowing that we shouldn't put our hands on a woman, no matter what happens, no matter what. Thank you, sir. Just to say, there are some women out there that actually tempt you, like women that actually push you to the end, women that make you actually like the men. And also, like you said yesterday, there was a man that you met up at Awalo, and he was actually this close to actually killing his wife. Like, he didn't actually want to kill her, but he just said he was this close to killing his wife. But he didn't, because he was raised right where he came from. So actually putting your hands on anyone, that is actually a big factor. And we got to this. Our last point that we made, this one actually like, both genders should actually put aside their differences and come together as one group. For example, there are groups whereby men come along to talk about the problems. Our men and women come along to talk about the problems. Because if men just come along, the story will be one-sided. They won't know what's happening on the other side. So if both of them come together, discuss problems such as money and how to do this and how people react whenever they have all of that, that will be like a great step forward, I have to say. And that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any questions for Group A? On any points that they raised? Okay. Thank you. Now I think I've got a question with, you said don't go to a priest, rather go to a professional. Do you agree with that, all of you? Okay, let's not open up another debate. Thank you so much, that was very profound. Thank you. I think this is the most important part of the program, because this is where you guys actually get to share exactly what you would like to see happening in your societies. Because when I had it in my and then I become marriage is Tanzania because we do whatever. So, and it's things that, because in the interview, and I want us to play the interview when it's ready, because they did ask about, which point did I want to make? You know, let's have Group B come to the fore. Give them a round of applause.
Nani bisweke thabo babaso representa Group B. topic ya rona ke sexual harassment within workspace. Of which you allow some of the holo into its hala passion a lot of women. It's a hala before a Catalan city, it's a hala has a form of city. Right. February solution or promote the interviews of owner, the sanitary will need to be the gender, the debate, female and males within our panel of interviewers. So that when I'm telling the total tolerance based on the look, or the high in facial or regular meetings, maybe on a daily basis or weekly, so well, every day before those days or cannot say it, so
I'm going to use this
how was work, how did they enjoy work, did they come encounter any challenges from and the place of staff who was staff who were in Fanamatam City, so that follow by easy the hard experience certificates. Because but what if it's a wrong at so, but I don't go senior is able to make the employees are high, the clients who are going to one has a matata.
Well, this is and this one as well.
The workshop who does stuff how someone how come the workshop is implementing the social work and what our workspace so that what our
but it doesn't make it go out of focus.
And then we get camera. We also agreed to how about the camera within the workspace, in every passage, every office, so that I go out evidence. So how do we have what about senior so we don't let the camera so I can't tell charge. Immediately so if go out to prevent the leakage of kids out because already man the camera should I misbehave to my child? And the local tariff stuff are having Google from what let's say I because now I don't drop a CV or read some Zoom and double syndrome we hit it up before the interview. So make all of it at 18, some CV that's at 18, more to hire more to hear what what's very qualification of which is program, it might be too. And then more to how we how the color of Banamiona, Moshana toilet for the first time. I say that so the seniors are seniors are not main mostly, but rather maybe banana basad. Because Hanata Tata and Mutanda had some Yana mark. Kick them off now, so now we need gender balance in senior positions where they have to interview with panels of both genders so that we target for gender and we have advantage.
I think I'm really interested, excited about the point of labeling without seeing the actual person. That would be very interesting because a lot of really I was just not chosen because of maybe I'm disabled or what, because the disabled are also facing certain marginalization in the workplace. But Harana Lifty in this building already since it. But now, if you don't know who is actually going to come on board, then you're going to have to make sure that the facilities will be available. So I thank you very much for all those points. Well done to Kumbi. Do you have any questions for Kumbi? Being victimized because of her afro. So even Ligomi Sebeti, people are now starting to, to challenge the status quo. Why should you tell me how to weigh? So I don't want us to leave this place still having the same mindset because we are worried about time. I think what you said is very important and we should really challenge it and unpack it and come up with a solution before we leave here. Women must be allowed to wear whatever they want. That's how we feel. However, there should be a balance. Of course, I can't go to beach way. That's a very costume. I get it. But if you are so okay. Am I decent? Okay, because I cannot do it. But if you is there a problem? No. Yes.
So even if based on qualifications, not the looks. So,
Sabau Arabi.
So I think one that one I think we too by doing fats. But you know, na like that chulore. We say we tell mom like experience high. But mom I feel uncomfortable. Maybe how na platform wala what day because literally so I want that temptation ya mushikifetsa. So that hari watche na ntwana ukisisa hore ke o shikifetsa jwa. Ba le mmele tate ka tlong ha ba buisana hore one shikifetsa o batla hore no self said one ka ska paramisa. But go pa le na ka parama mkhwe. Ba utisisa. There are so many challenges that are in the world that we are of this age. I will wear band shorts if I want to see. Not really I mean Cape Town fella, but listen to it and for when now disrespect it wants your character. For you know how I do a hand because it's a kilometer. So we must redefine more the way people are like a kilometer, low energy. And then how solemn sadi women so we don't sometimes but no, I shouldn't be like that.
And just to add on to that, fashion, and they have one to say. So what must happen? Come to everywhere simply because of the way it's fashion. So why is it that, and I also have a problem with, why is it that when a man is wearing maruha, Untitled Chapter, why don't I accusing and then they also complain Maruha Manarwa Param, he Afaisa Bona, why had Faisa Guys, let us change our mindset. Ronaldo Hanawi controller. One day stop a Morada Berjon and pick up. Hey, now you can get Johnny on at one from here. Because Ronaldo Barantoli Libada is a real rather than the Shwa.
Thank you. Kimana le problem ya ka bonta ti bating ka mona. Kimana le tlemona na le bonta telele. No to GV. And ikare you are that ori uboni memu ka sitsi batho ba mo keneletse and ikare e be thabetse ntwe ba yetsa o that is sexual harassment at best wale so mona ori motho ha le tjenana if o kala o le monna ha o bona mosadi o bona bed mentally you are not right. Environmental series, the problem with management because I was in a full-time shop for 15 years. My problem was how Bakalabari, I can't come around to human empowerment. How children, Commander, but remember that I accuse of another one in Nanakari, Bascar, Batam, by President Usmani, but it's the way, Bapali. Because we're not to pay the salaries of no ways. That is abuse. But now I'm doing the matter why it's my police are for. But it's my police are the person for when you get people never for them. But now I want to make this kind of mapa. Marakina le problem le bontate betlala ha bona ngwana kapa mme a perjwang abanana ke yona ntho sa because ha motho a itsamela setsing a pele ntho tsa puchisa a le ka bogabela ke taba ya hae motho mo le mo ha pare ka mogara tanga temo tate e ke le tlole tabeng mo ha o batla mo fela ha tsela le paetseng ha o motho o hlotse ska we a go ka go ka ba ya ska mo tshetse ha pa
continue with this part. Let us change our mindsets. Let us change our mindsets. Another round of applause for the session. Thank you, yes.
If what I'm scared, he's stating to the nature of that, how exposed is you're exaggerating the way skip me the way. How should I influence it on my papa? How should I magazine on TV. That's
Thank you. So, in a nutshell, media also depicts women as sexual beings. It's a very important one because one day someone said, this to be gender-based violence, and I don't see Matswele as a sexual, part of their body. But for me, a sexual part is another part. But it's another culture, another race that has always depicted, Matswele as a sexual part. So maybe the media must also help us in fighting in the spirit of gender-based violence. The way the films are on and whatnot, how we portray women as sexual beings, and in our storytelling, in everything that we do, needs to also change because that also influences how people think. But in a nutshell, and in closing of Group B's intervention, let us change our mindsets. It is our responsibility. When I wear, it's not my responsibility how you're going to behave and how you're going to react. It is your responsibility. Now my responsibility is how I act. And what you said is important to remember, but what do they do? Exactly. So let us end gender-based violence, let us end femicide, and also what Group A said, this thing, but financial independence is also very important because Motuts have a relationship because of financial dependency. That was also another important point that we didn't deliberate on. So thank you very much to Group B. That was very hot, eh? That was very hot. It's exactly the purpose of what we are here for. Yeah, another round of applause. Yeah, Group C, now what you say. And because we are today, it's a dialogue, and I like what you said, it's about coming up with solutions. This is a talk show, but I go back to our normal ways of thinking. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Group C.
ke diretseng teng o nona le ka mokgo batho ba interpretang ka teng fela basically ke cultural norms jwale group e la dumelana ka gore ge ke re share nomo ena gore ntate ke hlooho ya lelapa ke cultural norm ke cultural na ntate ke hlooho ya lelapa jwale group e tlile ka solution ya gore o ska hana ntate ke hlooho ya lefapha ya lefapha ke go bona ya lefapha ya lelapa ke tshwanetse re hlokomele gore lapeng le family eo mme le ena a fuwe matla a gore ba buisane le ntate ba dumellana gore bana ba bua sekgowa be 50-50. I don't want to speak English because some of the people might not understand and must wait all that time. So what I was husband and wife. Hantate a hlaha ka tabetse mme a kgone ho responda le ena a bo a tlase mo ikutlwa ntate a ska no ke haka ke tlwalla so ke ka mokgo ba ishekeng ka teng jwale ya feta yona ena ya hore ke head of the family ha tshwana ho etsa ntho ya ratang o bua ntho ya ratang o fihlela a heta mme emotional wa mo heta emotional jalo mme wa tsabo ntate o sa bulela sa tshwana ho bona bana ba kama ntsana thank you kama ntsana equality ho lekana it's a weapon ke weapon ke sebetsa o ba tswale wa tsaka le se le kana kama ta ho bana mata a ho bontshana le ba ditsi ya culture a ke no go ma culture le ha ba ishe hona le mo isa tsamaela le Bible ke ya ka mo ba ka mo la bana tswana o tata o ya mo rutu gore hona le problem mo dia sa after ba thola le na go ta go resolve ntho o enga ka buruti ena ka jwale baetapele mane ba itse ke hona tlheng eo ya fela e lelapa ke ntho ena e tla etsa go fane mmele a sa qetella a tshosa bana wa bona o ntse tswela pele ka ntho ntata wa o mo kisa fita ntata wa bona ka le ka mona ka ho metsa e ba violence a etsa ngwane ka le baka la bana e tloa ho ntate e tle ho mme o sa pele ba ho yona wa ingresisa ngwane ya se right ba dumellana ka hore mona ho hlokahala thuto culture ya batho ba batho ya fapana kana le mazulu kana le mavenda kana le maswazi kana le basotho ya fapana jwale ba ile ba bua la sa ka comment mona ba ile ba bua ka culture mona re fumana hore wa crossa setso sa ha o nyala mosolo wena o le mo jwale wa bona hore mme le ntate ba fapana ka culture le mara ba fapana jwale ba tla ba itse mona ke tleso iska ba tlopa ba ikutlwa ha re le mefuta e fapana ha re le mfatshe re ruta ya ka culture ya rona re tla tsena le bana ba bua ya ka culture rona re tla tsena le ka thola tharollo hore culture is ka twa ya ba violent mo thola mo tale batho bana sa ba violent ka baka la culture lenyalo le na le re bitsang now the introduction is can you give a white lady? Culture, you have a white lady. It's a kaka, give me a red sweet. The white. You are coming home. Last Saga, I was okay, we are culture. Culture, never know the message. Okay, go ahead. Anyala mutamsi ukike wa hanela wana hanyara ki mu India wana mu kile rato mu how kisa kansa yi how buisa ntutuna tete amehani wata temu hapo ya cultural norm just that's what just drive the culture into it. I don't know super that. That would demand good one way around. Has Philippines state. One has social as Fediso. No new, that Fediso. Baba Barona, but you must see. One Buntata, Marana, Buntata, Mama, Bani Manet, Skip, Ibide, Zawas, was Nezil on a guy. What's that to became not in a country? One that you are cast to one. I read to you. Illuminated. But in that time, we are a part of Imba with a big. We are interpretation media cultural norm. I believe you are. I believe come away and I to say, if it is, when I say if it is. Nearly, if I didn't come out, they say, 100 I did, who never fit on Boom, when I gave you at a radio for them. But you want to know if you can do what was it? So I never feel that that you also an anime will be. So I didn't know that was some of the time. Jadi, orang ada perlu apilah melalui itu. Jangan cakap dia nak pusat. Cakap dia melalui pusat atau we. Bawa lagi fit. Jadi saya kan, ia pulau. Jadi, baiklah kita. Entah apa, mana pun. Setiap musim hasil serta dapat pusat. Sisi, ndadi mara hakika chanizi haiba iya hata mnaongana usungulwana kwa mtu ubani yino yikausungulwa hangu mfatu bisana wanda to sitebu sutina sabade kata kusama baka aiti kintadin fuki izina kinalabana hakina usungulwa hakunu tora mujali jadi kalau saya nomi culture ya mera bale ndate mufike chanza kule trata alunga kamani atakono tora wana mshanya lebo dan unda tama unane tseni no terike kena khona ifetu haiba ikile kanza ya hohe unane bakade mtu hanange bona ngamo kikali bakala mtu kini nyari na kubiti TV, the social media, amona, reaction at the shopping. The shopping, they are kana kuchuma. Kubalia ugonjwa, hamuta eka mtusamuka. Etelo kuitala. Kama nchaba, haraka tutamona fera, hata tuamona katayani, msabili shopping, lezi tutuna kaufe. Awo, zuali. Kuna nimo kana kuranka dependence. That's all. Dependence.
One partner depending on another partner. That is as community, Alisa, we are depending on government.
Okay.
Yeah, dependence, how do we get any financial dependence? Yeah, partner with you. Rona, dependency already. Our community is if you believe our way, government must do for us. How about the next? How about what's the next? Timatata can happen financially they are suffering because of vulnerability government choose. People have said that Johnny Hale and Ellie, without to do 70 or Musa with 70 whereas community, they can get it to an independent from government. Kapamasmala, 20 people will go how would you first challenge? Because how a share on that Bana are who told them men who decided on 5, 6 because what our government to move forward with Kansaba. Unana would 2,000 kilometers of whereas it don't say much because them 4,000 you don't feel like transporting Yabana, then you say, because financially now they Baba Sapa, you will be ready to get the pennies doing. I will depend on government and there is a civil attack. Thank you.
Ya kutwala kitu kumwenda ine baka kopa ngwana ya chama ipusu hakuaka ikanza kama mso kunani mo rebande mikiti ya bitabisi mimi kikyo ya bitabisi kiona eza mo utolo batu ba abala me abala efabana Joani, we are not cancelled. Mwaparo, noms mwaparo. Uduki ni umani kutabo ushabani mfuta wa msibizi. Kona litu hape ya dependence ya hore ya eliku hadisi independence na culture na ikenye sali mfumo biseka ba culture culture no kimfumo mtu ataya afitile kitu nake barama kuyeje na usikabandina nake na leli mswandi ketelo uthina ntula ikwa mtu ili inzelze ba ise ke lifestyle ba usayibisema sayenza ikakiri normality no kintu normal kintu sana so leo na hiyo darasa kama kwa kia kukula hanza kwa mwana usanza uchi erike duwe mengi usizwa
Reale group C, kani points tse monate sure ntato dihlakisi tse di buile ha monate ke ratile lena ya polygamy because it's very fashionable in terms of motho ha ba tla fela ho ba le batho ba bangata fela ba bona it's very fashionable and it's been accepted, you know, but it does lead to femicide because there's competition. And ke rata ho bontate ha ile bona ba ibone point yo bontate ina etisa hore ho be le dintwa the competition you and healthy amongst the wives because everyone wants to be at the top, right? So do we have any questions for group C? Okay, 1 2 3.
Anche le buone, menyetla sebaka se ke se fumanang ka lebitso ke Lerato ke dula mona Motjhaba for 29. So my question is it possible for a woman to have maybe up to 5 or 3 Members.
Husbands.
Husbands.
It's allowed. It's still allowed. If there was a debate on it, it's still allowed. Polyandry. It's polyandry. Hey, because if it is a typical country.
I was a year ago.
So the work out was on 50-50 apply, I know that the fair apply women. Reason being, get our other Mahaj. Home and our to be received no answers at the Mahaj. Argu at our 50-50.
That Kahana will have said, Davina 50-50 gets Baba to and they have to have 50-50, the Mahad. But how is a Mahad? Come to Mahad, change us in Christian. I do it. I say, I change us in, but I don't want to go to Kibana, but it's a 50-50, I say it in my heart.
Ndato photo face ko ke ba we araba ba dia ko ya ro una le ile ya hata mo preta to itse o ile abare ba ba 50-50 impa de ba 50-50 la a jwa ko ba 50-50 the 50-50 ngo ga it is not the 50-50 yana le Beijing China 1998 would descend on it. Women would that because that's all I was on the time. We're not talking about that. Rebuaga, had a real suka, had a created towering, moonlight point, valid, that's why I can't tell them sad. Had a can it just felt like 50-50. Hardly can but we are not talking about that 50-50 and how Beijing but how to Masai Liban 50-50. We were in about 50 Yamasadi, Banana 50, Emunana, Abisu. We are not talking about that. They would have questioned are we about it? How did had it one matter? Keep on, we try to get Liana, half Abon, Abon, try to get us. Come on, you must get one supplement. If I had a fella to feed, 50-50 one there. You're going to think of it.
ke le wena monyetla hape o fuwang wa ho hlahisa ntse ke mametse ntate ha ntse a hlalosetsa ka di-culture norms experience ya ka be ntse ke tsamaya ho fihlela jwale e nthutile ntho ya hore bophelong ha re na mane me leng hore re o fa hobane ke dumela hore dikamano di tshwana le ho tsamaisa khampani hore ha re na mo fang buka hore o tsebe lelapa le thewa tjena hore o di bale o ithute tsona ha o na le mathata ha ona buka o e tholang ha bobebe pele o kena dikamano ebe le moruti hape o re na le a dumellana ha ona dibuka tsa lefana re jwale ka ha ntse o tsamaisa khampani e tsamaiswa ka mokgwa le tsela kena kore culture ke tsona tse ding tsa dintho empa fela re fuwe hanyane hore ha o thwe ntate ke hlooho ho bolela hore ntate ke hlooho ho bolela hore ntho nngwe le nngwe e tlang e le kotsi lapeng la hae e qala ka yena e tla ko ha la ka ntle ho na le kotsi ka ntle motho a pele a tla ka natso ke ntate ha o no tswa ka pele mme ke yena a sireleditseng bana jwalo ka kgoho e dutse maheng a yona kapa e dutse ditsuonyane tsa yona kore culture ya rona nna ha ke sheba jona e nngwe ya ha re bua ka culture re sa tsebeng ka yona but culture ya rona e entswe ke di-scientist ha o thwe o ska ja mahe o ska etsa ka mantswe a mang culturally le ho tseba hore ha o le mokana bodi ena ha wena e sejetswa ka culture ka science ya culture o ska ba jo dijo tse tjena hobane ba tseba hore dijo tse di tlo etsa eng boding ya hao bodi ya hao e tlo di ya ho responda nako yane ho thwe ya jwalo ka dijo ha o bolelle hore na hobane ba o so e sheba hantle o refera hore hantle ho na ho sejetswana le bodi ena ka science hore o ska ja dijo tse tjena ha o ntso sa di dijo bodi ya hao ha e no respond ba kgona ho manage bodi ya hao ba sa o bolelle hobane ha o no ka botsa dipotso tse ngata o fuwe ntlha hantle lebaka ke a leboha
ka taba e ya setjhabeng ne ke batla ho hlahisa site le one ha re hane di ngata ditaba tse negative ka setjhabeng site la bo ke nnete site le leng ba bomme ba o sile ba banyane le hlokomeleng ka di-statistics ha re bue botlhale ka di-statistics batho ba bomme ba bangata ho feta ke nnete ha se botlhale bontate ba tletse ditoropong bontate dipara se ba le nyaopele ditronko ho tlo nyalwa jwang ne ke tlisa fact ntate
le nna ke batla ke tlo lakatsa ho emphasize ke tlo lakatsa ho hatella tabeng ena ke le bolela nnete fela le a bona haeba le bon tata mola rona ha ba tloha ba nkile setjhaba bongata ba rona ka ba hariyo namba ya banna ba hlileng ha maburu a fihla e ngata haholo maburu a esale maburu le fihla Afrika ho le dintwa a esale e di dintwa ene batho ba ya pele ke banna haeba le village ho na le basadi ba 1000 banna ba 1000 ha ba kgutla le banna ba kgutla ba le 100 diele 900 ya banna ile ka nnete le basadi ba ka nnete ba basadi ba batho ba hloha Sipio sama nak mesti berkobar. Ikan kira bagus. Kalau wena mungkin mana belum tahu wena akan nyala apa? Ada yang dia itu mana apa? Oh busy mana apa? Wesa ada bayar yang ini. Kan itu apa beriba? Apa yang dia 9 months? Lu bisa. Kuri yang mau ngaku beri aku macam apa? Makin kau saja.
ka selemo se le seng ka kgwedi e le nngwe ka kgona ba ba go jwalo ba reke ba ba go jwalo ba tswa ba ba le ka tsatsi le le o ba le sepheo sa o ikatisa ra le ba ka la o ba le sepheo se sa teo tse ke se tsa di perekisitse nga ha ba ka shaba di plastic o fela e le mo le mo tsa di plastic le bona le ba ne ke di ke ba tsa di plastic ma jo ma ha ba ni ka le mata mata ona ha le ka ona monna se le nga o kgona go komsa le le se ha ba ni nna ke bona ke ba ku ke a hona
and then one into nature. How we tamper, how I just stress so how in me or we put it one another. What I think I know. But if we're now, I can't do that. Riganele, Heleba, Nelendad, because Miss Lena, Menelena are on the land. I say it's on the land. One time in but the land belonged to us because we understood nature, how does it function. We knew which plants are edible and like Abu science, and then get it out morale in the way trauma then muetlo ro fetole e seng o re fetole muetlo ho batho bana ba re leng bona re tlo sebedisa mahlale a rona jwang jwale hobane ha mme a re nna he maybe ke ikgona empa nka rata bontate ba bahlano because ke ikgona e se mme jwale o sa ikgone like atu data e kgona o kgona hore a ke ba step le mme a ikgona o kgona hore a ke bana ba step hobane hona le bo nyao pe khomo o se sa identity facts empa wa khotsofa le taba ena ya hore bo nyao ke hore le ke mfana jwale a re fe context le hore re hokae hobane moetlo wa fetoha culture was not just normative value or the past. We should define us now. We should change the culture to suit us who we are now. Now this is so like uska ikimeta ole moto. How ikimeta ole moto? Washwa. So but one maybe like if I can afford him and him. Go ahead. Later then I can afford him. Hey. Go ahead. In everything. La how to see sa. Riskato amona rere na hey what? What's the big camera? It go away na shabana nitsona. Whether you are young or old, you khutela wena. And but to have a partner every day because of titles abona. It's a reality. Rekadula mona rare okay kuna lisoba ina hana obana media refers something to think about. Platforms refers something to think, not act. Wainahana below always something. How inahana or negli saw. Why it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skating mates all the mood. Unahana Ravika Rabola Matata how the Mongoli Tronco will Mongoli Tipatin, Omo. How to do it to Omo, Harupata Omo. So Tanzero Hotelabum, Baro, Narabora, Motukimu Tukaba to China. In Bahakizoma, Niki, Taka, Kere, Tintu Gates. ke tsebe tokelo tsa motho o mong le ena gore ha se tlhekefetso re ska hlekefetsana maikutlo le ntho tseo kaofela re shebisise gore ke ntsena tse nna ke sa di rateng ke ska di etsa ho motho o mongwe hobane le bontate ba ipuela shame gore ra ba hlekefetsa ka mokgwa re aparang ka teng so ha ditlamorao tseo di mokgutlela o kgone ho ipuela o ska ikemela o re bue re be le dialogue o mo challenge motho gore mohlomong wena ha wa shebisisa ha o nahanisise ntho o e etsang re qale ho buisana. This is a good platform because ra buisana ha se bontate le bontate o bomme le bomme ke rona kaofela re utlwa gore okay ke tshebisise ka lehlo la ntate ke tshebisise ka lehlo la mme re ska itshaba yona ntho I think re ska tshabana then re tla kgutlela ho lerato hobane lerato ha le sa leyo ka nnete la nnete la bonna ka ntle o koloi ka ntle ntho ka ntle ntho tseo kaofela that's why ho betere ho ba ena le blesser whether you are him or her a blesser is in who I can yeah thank you I will be that ke ratile le point ya rona se check gore ho kae bana jwano ha o wa check dipetlele bana ba ntse ba hlathi baby shower tse re a ke mana moshimane so now what's going to happen because we can't really know polygamy because there is a cultural reason behind it. Understand the background behind it before you enter into it. And that is why actually we wanted to have because we wanted them to actually speak on that. But Zolani Kiva, his royal heritage, he did touch on that yesterday when he spoke. So we need to really check on that. And maybe also the Rona as Bantu Babantu. Ntotedi riskira ki culture. Banana habajimai. Explain why asakanya ajimai. Bono chiska kuda banana musi. Now there's electricity. Kana habakata banana musi. It was about that because of our explaining to her. So I told us about a role in the way what's a runner capturing the mindset because never saving Scottish how we can say anything interview about this one? He's too shy. Bossy no, it means you're right. Look at India. So that we need to also change the way we work in question from another contribution from Councillor.
All right. I get yes, tradition is way of living more than right now. But mistaken tradition can of which is our culture. As some tradition today, I don't even get today. Yes, I'm not adopted polyandry now. That's an I want to impact into culture. As for what was how do you balance it on our side? I cover the banana of it and moving the banana of the moon. Tamakina, I'm not sit around. 1 million sana. That's point number 1. I'm not against polyandry, by the way. Empathy na kona es basu well of na mutamu zetu kusu. Hasi na chinchan culture. Kebata u westernize of course. Unna tradition stuff a way of living. Zero na diet. Yes, then na adopt some traditions and everything. Ogena into the matter of one day. Empire can be away culture ona is the destroyer. for some traditions to be like that. Get over the message.
Do we still have more questions?
Yeah, we have more.
Okay.
Ha ke batla ho bua empa ke re fela ke tshwaile hanyane tabeng ena ya sepheo le culture. Ke rata hore fela hanyane ho batla ho le thata ho bua ka ntho e bitswang culture because of tse ding tsa dintho ka hare ho culture ke dintho tse ne di etsahala because of maemo a bophelo ba nako eo. Ke batla ho botsa potso fela hore ha ne ka benyaneng re bua ka culture a na le a dumela hore hona jwale re tlose mabone a teng a motlakase then re kgutlele lefifing la pele. Ha e ka be le dumela seo ho tjhore culture le tla phela ho yona, empa ha e ka be nyaneng ha di dumele seo ho tjhore re dumellana le hore culture re tlamehile hore re adapte le dinako le maemo a bophelo bo re leng ho bona. Ke latele hape ke re tse neng di etsahala kgale tsa hore motho wa ntate le yena fela mohlolomong ya tla kgonang ho nka bomme ba bangata. Ho nna ke bona e le kgatello ebile e le tlhekefetso hobane re le batho ka bong re a lekana. So ho na le ntho e re batlang re sa elellwe ya hore batho ba bomme le bona ho ntsona le mo ba hatelleng. Motho wa mme o kgona hore a be le lerato le wena o na le mosadi haholoholo le kwetsetse mohlala ka ntho e tjena. Ha o se relationship kapa o so ka monyana batho ba bomme ha se hangata ba tlo atomela but once o sona le motho ke moo o thola hore bongata ba bona bo ya tla ho wena ho ba le kgahleho moo e leng hore kotsi e nngwe e re sa elellweng ke ya hore ha a o ratile wa se ke wa mo fa attention eo ebile a ha le hloyo le ka bang kotsi moo e leng hore ba bang ba qetella ba etseditswe ka dintho kapa le dipolao di diteng. So nna ntho le ke tjho hore let us try by all means hore re satisfy mahlakore ka hohle re tlohelle ho hatella because of re tlo sheba dintho tse ding re ne re no culture yes ke dumellana le ntate ha re ne ho tlo ba le mathata hore ne ka be jwale ha so le tje ngwana kwa mang empa re tseba hore le phela nakong tsa technology ha o tshwane le kgale re se re na le diteko tsa madi dintho tse jwalo tse kgonang hore ne di identify hore ne yona motho ha o le tjena kwa mang. So ntho e hlokahalang fela ke hore rona re hloka hore dikelello tsa rona Steve Biko o na le kgoleho ya motho a motsho e ka kelellong ya hae. Hence dintho tsohle tse etsahalang le mathata a etsahalang lefatsheng la Afrika kajeno it's because of dikelello tsa rona tse ntseng di le kgolehong. Ha o ke hopola Kenya Bible lampa ke lebetse verse but ke buka ya monna ya neng a hlalefile a rutile haholo ya neng a fuwe le bohlale ba lehodimo. Ha e ka be baruti ba teng ka mona ba tla mpakela ke bua ka moapostola Paulus. Ha ke kene kereke ebile Baebele ha ke sa e bala mantile ka e bala ka tloha qalong ho fihlela qetellong. Ke hopola hore ho na le lengolo moo a buang teng ha ne a ruta o re ne haleluya ka nna e ka be lenyalo le siyo empa nyane ka ho ya ka ditakatso tsa nama ke eo ha e nkele e leng wa hae ka o tsholo ke tsholo ka ditakatso tsa naga ha e ka benyane go bona gore ba ba hlano ka nnete ba na ke bao ke ba lakatsang gore ne ke kgotsofatse ditakatso tsa ha o teng jwalo re se ke ra thibela gore go sale dintho di qetelle di etsala ka tsela e seng yona le dipeto tsena ke a kgona di tla qetella di fedile hobane batho ba tlo qetella ba utlwisisa gore ne eya o bue le ena ka tsela e hantle then le dumellane e seng gore o inkele ha ke tshola lo ke a leboha.
All right, last comments.
I think this thing, yeah, culture has a need because in terms of evolution, we should understand when things change. So culture readapts because of evolution. And in terms of when the gentleman said science influenced us as human beings and also reflected on at this moment, who are we as people? Scientifically, people have also evolved. Meeting people nowadays, we've got transgenders, we've got there's so many dynamics into who a person is and different cultures. So it's just a matter of us educating ourselves for it. There are transsexuals, there are homosexuals, they're different groups. And each person has the right to live as they please, provided that we don't harm other people. So what is important is to create safe cultural spaces, and we all respect each other's cultural preferences. The women who want to have multiple husbands, it's within their concepts and understanding. You're not going to be questioning whose child this is. You understand the Yarona as your family. I don't know the dynamics still want to do like don't go to you play where you can handle it. It's not going to be an issue for you to try and understand who's the daddy. Like just place yourself within dynamics that you understand. Also, transsexual people, they have their own group also, so not to offend people, because you don't want to attack someone and it's just a matter of being honest when you approach people. So it's understanding of the culture, we're accommodating many things that some of them shock you, but if it shocks you, it's not for you. Stay away from that. If you don't eat sushi, stay away from that. Don't stay at the because why? If it's not for you, leave it alone, but don't be a perpetrator to someone else who enjoys or takes in that. So it's just a matter of us educating ourselves. Later, there's this, so you choose where are you comfortable to play and stay there and respect others with their own cultures. If you want to stay in the vintage culture, stay there. If you want to evolve in certain ways, let yourself evolve, but let's just respect ourselves and understand scientifically as people, we are evolving. In terms of the dynamics of a family or women you can get like sperm donor clinics. You both don't know because you just went to the clinic to get a sperm because you wanted to be a single mother. The dynamics are different, guys, so we just need to accommodate that, educate ourselves with regards to the differences that exist. And when we hear that ignorance and then you understand, okay, this is too much for me, it's not for me, just stay away from it, but respect it. I think that's how we should understand what culture is moving forward. Culture is evolution. There are ones that are rooted from back. If you want to stay there, give it the respect of having elders who also educate you about that. Don't now say things that you don't know and say it's culture. If you want to evolve and then practice other things that maybe you want to start up as well. I think that's what culture is. There are ones that are rooted in ancient times that are prehistoric, before the Bible, some that exist. You just choose your own, because let's say you put much makeup and you are here thinking that that's how, that is the culture. So let's
Exactly, and that is how we wrap it up. Creating safe spaces for culture. Thank you very much. That was very profound. Our theme was creating safe spaces for women and children, and I like that you added also for culture, as long as you're not harming anyone. Let's hear your contribution, ma'am.
It seems like I say with my we are in just about relationship with our woman. Like the if we get a polygamy, on a competition over about now the relationships is only just a like banana my literally at the Bible tell them shaman whether walking on number to come by the very end. Like the tradition of agriculture now, how's it fighting with general soul that would have don't tell the house at the wall of and houses of home tell the house of any and of Aquadas and Nata.
But you say have a lesson by bullying. Okay. And I wish we had more time because this conversation, it is definitely exactly that. And the way everyone are handling these issues, because at the end of the day, is the voice out and also the legal solutions. So I think in a nutshell, it's clear we are still different people. Women are from Mars, from Venus, men are from Mars, but at the end of the day, we're repealing together to move forward. And just to clarify, how did the conversation of polygamy start? It started because we are saying, what are those cultural norms that we need to unlearn? Because vele dintodia change, and that is the conclusion that I'm getting from everyone, the sense that I'm getting. You know, science is culture. It's just that but now we have electricity. Why do we want to have electricity but we can't move away from certain things? So we need to understand that there are certain dynamics of culture that we can continue with, but we can't. What about all these households getting single mothers? So and then now we want to have the identity right? Because so how do we deal with such things? So culture is evolving, people are evolving, and welcome the changes, stopping gender-based violence at the end of the day. That is where we want to be. Creating safe spaces for women and children and changing our mindsets on how we think and look at women and how we treat women and how women should behave.
No, I want when
you know, there's a program go as a culture is on we
have enough
gender-based violence and a greater contribution today stop how change your perspective and start seeing a person as a person. Thank you very much to our group leaders. I can see you still want to go on. I guess I cut in this session. It was really important, and it's a good thing that our group is a smaller group because it was going to go on for longer than this. So my technical guy, if you can have the interview ready before we can move now to our self-defense lesson, because it's a link to 2. Exactly. We did the march, we did the walk, we did the debate, like time is just flying and we're still having so much fun, and it's been absolutely amazing. So just to recap on what everyone said, with Group A, the notion is that let us be self-sustained, especially young girls. Kid culture, but self-sustained, lifestyle, and the social media is also contributing to that, because it's really a culture and a norm, or banana, but you can also do those things for yourself. It's good if your partner is buying these, fancy, luxury, expensive gifts, but at the same time, I expect that those gifts in return. And I think that was a very important one, because femicide, where we are this, so now I said, what is that? So I just stop in to don't feel like and examine to don't feel when we were together. And then with Group B, okay, and then they also mentioned something which was important. There's no reason to put a hand on a woman ever. It doesn't matter what the situation is, and that both genders should set aside their differences and come together as one. And then with Group B, gender balance in the workspace, in interviews, and also those daily meetings in the workplace, how reflecting on the previous day. Those are very important to encourage communication and the cameras on the premises, and encouraging fellowship as well in the workspace, where you can tell your peer and your fellow colleagues about what happened. So that kind of a setup is encouraged. Different ways of submitting applications, so that we can get to a point whereby I think there's also an evolution that we look forward to seeing. When women should also change their mindset and behavior when they approach interviews, and women should media should also stop depicting women as sexual beings. That's also one of the points that was mentioned. And I think Group C also was deliberated a lot on cultural norms, which we just had now, so I won't go into details. But are they still working for us? And let us welcome changes. Because gender-based violence. Those are it, right? All right, so we're ready with the interview. Do we still have Ahanan Men's Forum in the house? Okay, all right, we can start.
Of the fight against gender-based violence. Violence against women and children is not only an individual problem, but a societal problem. Joining me now to talk about the Million Man Movement Initiative, Associate Cohesion Advocate, Benoga Mabele. Benoga, good morning. Not that it is a good morning, we've been reporting on a number of incidents in which men have mutilated or brutalized their partners. Only in recent months, this landscape is most unfortunate.
That's why we had to prioritize these dialogues, because as the President said, gender-based violence is now a pandemic.
Now walk us through your initiative using art as a means of speaking to perpetrators or would-be perpetrators.
So we decided to do a short film that we air at these dialogues, which demonstrates the different kinds of gender-based violence, from gender-based violence in the workplace to gender-based violence in the home, and also reflecting that men also do it, they do also are subjected to gender-based violence, but most of them they don't speak. So we also encouraging the culture of men speaking out, because sometimes they feel like no one listens to them because they are men, you know what I mean? And And secondly, we also need the men to be in the forefront, which is why the initiative is called the Million Man Movement. So we want the men to be the ones that are saying and gender-based violence. And as women have been talking, we've been crying. However, the scourge just is continuing and it's not ending. So we need now the perpetrators to come on board and help us fight the scourge, because men have the tendency of not calling out their friends when such things happen. So we now need to bring the culture of speaking out and make it fashionable. The culture of saying, you know what, if your neighbor is affected by gender-based violence, speak out and not be silent.
Now you're using stories to send out a particular message. How did you come up with these stories? Are these stories based on the stories that you picked up from survivors of gender-based violence?
Yes, absolutely. It's mostly, even now as we are having this march, we had a walk for gender-based violence this morning. We just arrived at the venue where the actual event is taking place. And another woman came and, she saw the march and she was like, you know what, I'm interested, what is happening here? Because I am in this situation in my home where my husband and I, when we met, we said we don't want our children to face the same things that we have been facing. However, they are now fighting every day and she needs help. So it's stories like that. When we hear someone, so it's real life stories. It's not things that we just come up with as writers or filmmakers, but it's things that are actually happening, real life stories that are happening.
Now this event is happening in Kwatwa. Can you tell us why you chose this particular location?
Kwatwa is very much, forgotten about. And I felt that we most of the time go to places where we have access to, to travel easily. But these small villages, that's where these actual events are taking place. There isn't a lot that is being reported about the cases that are happening, but there are a lot. And there's also a culture in rural areas where families don't believe in speaking out. They keep things within the family, especially if gender-based violence is perhaps happening within the family unit, within the family structure. Then they feel that you can't be telling such things because and what will people say, what will the neighbors say? So they keep it within themselves. But we need to now encourage the people in the rural areas as well that it's okay to speak out, and it's not that there will be a stigma around it, because everyone knows that gender-based violence is happening and everyone knows where this is leading to. We have seen we've lost many people, we've lost many friends due to gender-based violence, and we can't continue allowing this to happen just because, even though we know that it's happening in our families, we can't continue to allow it to happen. We very well where it's going to end. We've lost a lot of girls, we've lost a lot of family members, and it's time to end it now. It stops here, it stops today.
Now we know that the next question obviously is around support structures. So an individual who speaks out against the GBV in Kwatwa or anywhere else for that matter, what are sort of support structures that are in place to support this woman or this individual?
Alright, so there are many organizations which I was really impressed about within Kwatwa. So you've got the Youth in Action, we've got even today in our midst we also have Ahana and Forum, which are providing support to the victims of gender-based violence, both men and women, and the municipality of Manjapopoma also here supported to also guide on the people, the community, as to the kind of support that is available within the municipality that they can the services that they can use. So there are a couple of offices around here and services and social work services that are available for the victims of gender-based violence that which they can use. So which is why now it's important for us to continue having this dialogue so that people are aware of the support structures that are around them and what government is also doing for them.
Now one of your themes is creating safe spaces for women and children. Can you talk to us about what a safe space looks like?
A safe space is where I'm able to wear whatever that I want without being judged. or without a man calling me names. And that is also something that is the story that we're telling in our film, that allow me to wear whatever that I want to wear. You know, if I'm in the workplace, I want to feel safe in that if I want to ask my boss about a raise or about a promotion, then everything is judged on merit, on my capabilities and my qualifications, not on the way I look on my body. That is a safe space that we are talking about. When I'm in the home and I'm financially dependent on you as a man, I should not be disrespected or undermined simply because I am not working. Perhaps it's a choice that we have decided to embark on because it suits our family structure. We have children and the children need to be taken care of. I'm also married in the house. So respect me as a wife and give me the kind of dignity that I deserve. So there is a safe space that we are encouraging that as we are community, when you hear that someone is screaming, don't say, go and find out what is happening. Be that caring neighbor that wants to make sure that you are safe. It's not that we are being nosy, but let us be, create that culture. And the funny thing is that in the olden days, back in the days, people used to take care of one another. Never to the village, a child is raised by a village. So now we have this notion of you don't want to be involved, it's not your business. So we need to end that culture and be involved because we are losing family members, we're losing daughters, we're losing wives, and it needs to stop.
Now, final question, there are a number of organisations that are partnering you in this process. One of those is the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Can you take us very quickly through what role they are playing in creating and being an advocacy partner for you?
The department has really done amazing, especially in the work stream of women empowerment and gender equality, which is the work stream that I'm in as a social cohesion advocate. We get the support when we want to do these kind of initiatives that we want to, because government can speak at a certain level. However, as an advocate, you want to go to the ground. You don't want to be speaking from a podium. You don't want to be speaking from television where people cannot reach you or identify with what you're saying. But you want to engage with the community and have them also have their say and contribute towards the solutions. Because government can, think that they have it all figured out, but probably they don't, because they don't know the actual dynamics that are happening. So we do appreciate the kind of support that they are giving and the partnerships that we have within every municipality that we go to. When we get there, they support, with whatever resources that are available that they can provide with, whether it's to mobilize the people to be at the venue, whether it's to assist with security. We do appreciate that a lot, and I think it's something that we don't normally, praise about what government is doing to make sure that we are really fighting together in unity in ending the scourge of gender-based violence.
Fenoria Mabena is a social cohesion advocate and is speaking to us about an initiative that is taking place in Kwatwa around creating awareness around GBV. Men must be at the forefront of the fight against gender-based violence. Violence against women and children is not only an individual problem, but a societal problem. Joining me now to talk about the Million Man Movement Initiative, the social cohesion.
Thank you very much. Can we give that interview a round of applause? Rebranding this event, Gibuila Hankager. Ahanan, you on the map. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Everyone knows about Ahanan. When you go, sponsorships, let us clip and say we were part of this. We are making a change. Everyone that was a part of this, you deserve to be supported. You deserve everything that is available out there for us, because we are contributing, and this is your time that you have brought here to make a difference. All right, so I'm now going to request for something that I've been long waiting for. It's a demonstration that we have been seeing across the country. This man has been all over the world. In terms of jiu-jitsu demonstrations and only South African colors, by the way. The first time we actually did an event was when he invited me to go to the Gauteng Sports Awards, and that's when I realized that, wow, you actually have the South African colors. So he's been in the karate space, or not karate, So he's been in this space for over 40 years now. So how easy it is to protect yourself against gender-based violence or being attacked even in how they go or wherever. So that's what we'll be seeing now. So that when we leave here, we are equipped emotionally, mentally, and also physically. So join me as we welcome Herman Pandagom on to the stage. Yes. Mr. H. Kucho, what is that? What is the dragon? Guys, let me tell Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den. What is the name of dragon? That guy. Okay. Don the Dragon. Let me tell. Say what's up. Don the Dragon. The martial arts zela. Oh, he's gonna show some pictures. Okay. All right. So Haramope Manzohe is going to explain.
Dumela, first and foremost, I want to thank Vidalia for this great opportunity to invite me to come and speak to you about self-defense, the importance of self-defense, and if time allows, we'll just show a few techniques or moves, especially for the ladies, because we are talking about gender-based violence. How to defend yourself, because it's not about real fighting and that you want to be as equal, it is just about self-protection. Okay, so but before I start, I think this book is the pictures on there, yeah. Just to give a little bit of background of myself, as been earlier mentioned, I've been in the martial arts for the last 40 years. And yeah, I had an opportunity, by the grace of God, to travel the world and to meet like real living legends in the form of Chuck Norris. 2006, I was in Houston, Texas, where I met, everybody knows that movie, what's it called again? That was playing on TV. Walker Texas Rangers. Yeah. That is Mr. Chuck Norris. And everybody's aware also of all the funny jokes that they are saying about Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris is one of them. And then also then I met Don the Dragon Wilson. He's also there. I can't see the pictures, but I'm standing there with him. And even the late Reverend Selfie, we were together in Beijing at the World Combat Games. And that is where I hosted Don in Mafikeng, because I stayed in Mafikeng, that's my second home. I stayed there and I hosted the Jiu-Jitsu National Championship, and I invited Don to come to Mafikeng to be my VIP guest. So Don came down, he stayed with me for 2 weeks in Mafikeng, and he wants to make a movie in South Africa, hopefully, and Vidalia is on standby because I told her she must be part of that movie. And then after when Don went back, because Don is not only an actor, he's the real McCoy. He's an 11th times world kickboxing champion. Unlike some of the other martial artists. So Don is the real man. And then he was chosen as the kickboxing ambassador at the World Combat Games in Beijing. And then he invited me because Jet Li was there. And Jet Li was representing Kung Fu. Everybody knows Jet Li. I'm sure the pictures you see me there. So I was honored also to rub shoulders with Jet Li. So yeah, that is a little bit of my background, and yeah, just before I close on that one is, hopefully next year we are busy doing a martial arts festival. It's going to take place in Gauteng, and Don the Dragon will be there. He's our main, the anchor person in this whole thing. That's why it's going to be called the Dragon Festival. And also, I'm sure some of the older people that's in my age group, Cynthia Rothrock, that blonde lady that's doing that fancy scorpion kick, and then 2 other Hollywood actors. So they will be in Joburg end of March, where we will have this big event. So we will invite all the all the different martial arts styles. And if possible, if time will allow us, it will be great that, where's the honorable lady? That we can maybe bring them to Tuagua. This is also my first time here, and I think it will be great. So Councillor, make that a mental note that we can maybe see if we can slot that in to bring those Hollywood actors to this beautiful area, because I love it. It's really a nice place. Okay, let me get to the business that I was called to do. Just a little bit of, say, background on the importance of self-defense, and we are finding ourselves now in very difficult times. From what came out of what was said, I didn't understand most of it. I'm so hoping that Manolia will teach me Sotho or Setswana that I can understand 100%, but here and there I could pick up that we are dealing here with a very, very serious situation. So, as far as violence is concerned, violence and abuse, as we all know, against women and children have become really one of the biggest problems, and almost like we can call it a pandemic in South Africa. And lately, I'm not aware that if you've seen that something new came up now, kidnapping. This is what must be added also to this, because it's also becoming very scary of what is happening now. So hardly a day goes by of news of assault. We see it on TV. Mugging, rape, or even death of a family member, very often against innocent people just going quietly about their normal business. The latest, and this is shocking, the latest statistics from World News is that South Africa is now officially crowned as the rape capital of the world. This is shocking. 1 out of 4 women suffer rape or attempted rape, 3,600 rape incidents per day, and 6 cases per hour. Every 30 seconds, somebody is about to get raped. Either, and listen to this, but this is more shocking, it's happening either by a family member, an acquaintance, a colleague, a stranger, and the last one, a pastor. Can you believe it? That is how sick our society is because of this, and this is unacceptable. So that it's important now more than ever that most of the parents that's here, please, I don't know, Councillor, if you can encourage the people and maybe start from a ward level, that the kids, and especially the girl child, let them get into a martial arts school to defend themselves. It's not about not making them, turn them into fighters, it's just about protection, and I will explain to you later on. Because of the different types of assault that they are facing on a daily basis. It's mugging, sexually motivated attacks like rape, domestic violence, human trafficking, and what is also happening now with our youth is bullying, the cyber bullying, not just the bullying that's normally takes place at school level, but cyber, on the cell phones. Some of us don't have a clue our kids are going through, how they are getting bullied via social media. So please take note of that, it's very important. Yeah, so what do we need to do? And ladies, this is especially for you. It is important that you must project yourself with confidence. When you walk in the streets, wherever you go, and again from what came out of how you are dressed and whatever, walk like a champion. Don't walk, as a weak person, because, it is, if you watch National Geographic, see how the lion picks on the prey. They're looking out for the weakest one. So our girls must be taught to walk upright and, with confidence, so that they must know nobody must mess with them. All right, so we're gonna, where is my friend? I'm gonna use him quickly just to show you a few basic self-defense techniques. Give him a round of applause. Yes. Just 1 second, but he doesn't know anything about what we are going to do. I showed him earlier on, saying, and his eyes went so big. He said, no, Dad, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to demonstrate. So we'll start with that just now. So, ladies, it's important. Remember that inner strength of yours and your beauty that complement each other. And always never forget about your sixth sense. That ladies, women just have that extra intuition that men doesn't have. So if you feel, wherever you walk, be aware of where you're going, what you're doing. Always be alert. Don't just walk for the sake of walking and go casually around, because the wolves out there are looking at you. So, sorry gentlemen, I didn't mean, don't take it as an offense, but that is unfortunately the society that we are living in now. That is why we are having these talks about gender-based violence, because from what I've picked up, it is that most of the time men look at women only as sexual objects, which is unacceptable. So now we're going to go over to the action part of it. Just stand over here. Ladies, what you must remember is your body is a weapon on its own. So just think about it. You've got nice nails, besides these fancy nails, but those ones you can't scratch somebody. But that's a weapon. If you have your original nails, it's a weapon. Your fists, your elbows, your hands, your palm here, that's part of your hand, your teeth, your feet, your knees, all of those. And I'm going to show to you how easy it is to use those natural weapons and to get out of a difficult situation. That is the one part, the natural weapons, and then we come to the other weapons. Now you must think like now what? Because ladies don't carry knives, they don't carry guns and stuff like men do. But if you check in your handbag, there's weapons. Simple, you maybe never thought about it. Besides your handbag, an umbrella. Some of you guys are walking with an umbrella to protection against the sun. That's a dangerous weapon. A magazine, if you roll it up nicely, it's a dangerous weapon. Car keys, if you've got your own car, those bunch of keys, you scratch something, that guy if he wants to attack you in his face. A brush, a comb, even perfume. You don't have to have pepper spray. If you don't have pepper spray in your bag, that perfume in your handbag, if you spray that person in the eyes, it can cause temporary blindness. So think about that lipstick, that smaller kind of thing, you poke him in the eye. It's a weapon. A pen, a pencil, and the most the simplest thing of all is an ordinary bank card. Your card, your Capitec bank card is a weapon. You can scratch you in because that will cause pain, it gives you time to run away. Okay, so enough talk, let me show you quickly what we're going to do is, the most important thing is, there's vital points on any body's, on a man's body that I'm going to demonstrate to you, that you attack, that cause serious pain, and it gives you time to run away. So, we call them vital points. So the first vital point, how close is that? The first vital point is the eyes, the second is the ears, and I'm going to show you now, the nose, the throat, and the last one, in the center, is the finger. Not one man has got muscles down there. Not one, not even Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jean-Claude Van Damme, nobody. So that, you must think about that. So, what's going to happen? Fingers, you poke him in the eyes, that causes temporary blindness. Gives you time to run away, and I'll show it to you now. You hit him with the heel of your palm under the nose, you break the nose, this bone goes into the brain, and it's game over. Throat, strike to the throat like that. There's rings in your windpipe. If you strike hard enough, those windpipes can tilt, and it blocks off the air to the lungs, suffocate, and you can die. And then the last one, and the easiest one, and the nicest one, and the most painful one is that one. And you don't kick like that. Like they say in Afrikaans, don't kill him, yeah? But don't tickle him, not kill him. You kick not with your foot, with your shoulder. This part. Yeah? It's just like a little bit. So you kick, your foot must be honest, and you go there. Yeah? You don't just go like this because then you make that man angry. You kick him from here and you get out of there. Okay, so the eyes, well, it looks like this. So you strike, boom, like this. There, to the ears. What happens if you hit somebody with to the ears like this? Just make your hands like this and you feel there's a little wind blowing in front of you. And you feel the wind. Couple of hands like this. You hit like this. And it, both sides, the wind goes in and your eardrums pops. And you lose your balance and you can become unconscious. Okay? And the third one, I'll show you with the heel of your palm like this, hitting boom, under the nose there. Strike for real. You don't go like this. Oh, you hit. Okay. And then your fingers like this to the throat. So you strike there, boom, the throat, there. And then the last one is also into the groin. Alright. So if you forget whatever else I'm going to show, the love handles. Put them in, just squeeze. It's very painful and you will, like they say in Africa, it's also a bottom contact. Then will leave you immediately because of the pain. You see what happens? Okay. So this is with my arms. So this is with the arms straight. Now the second one is going to do it with my arms free. Okay, so he's grabbing me now from this side. See. Now from here, because my arms are free, I bring it here, behind the ears, right here. So I just press there, touch So this is how effective it is, and this is some of the things that you are not aware of. Nobody told you. But this, what happened after this? Run, get out of there, Gaspeed. Okay, so those are the two pressure points. There's more, but because of time, I don't want to bore you with too many. Now that this is now from the front, the guy is attacking me. Now from behind. It's coming from behind. See, again, ladies, this is also something that happens frequently or easily to you. Again, here, don't try and do this. He's too strong. There's no way you will be able to take his hands away from him. He's If I move my, just move my hips out of the room. Nice. Boom, in the center. Okay, and this is how if you do self-defense for real, you can finish him off. I just want to show you. Just move slightly back. So now I hit him here, the moment I hit here, the pain is there, he will leave me. So I take him, this is now what jiu-jitsu is all about, and then I throw him down, boom. And when he falls down, I step over, pull him like this, and I break his arm. So, what I'm trying to say is, you must remember, if you get attacked by somebody, your life's in danger, don't be nice. You must sort him out. It's either you or you. Sort him out, you must never, ever attack another woman. Okay? Then, oh yeah, I'm going to show you two more. Before I come to that one, I just want to mention this. On the from the pictures, this is the road. I'm sitting there in the middle with one of the pictures. That was in 1992. When it was still the old Botswana. Remember I told you that's my second one, Nefta. Yeah? You know all the good DJs and top performers are coming from there. Eh? What's his name? Casper. No, there's even the old TV people. Ben Kobo and then the DJs, Glenn Lewis. Who else is there? And the other guy passed away the other day, rather Iggy. Some of you that is my age that knows the Radio Bob, the station with the mind of each other. Still remember that? Come on, are you too young for that? Yeah, alright. So on the pics that is rolling, I'm sitting in the middle of two gentlemen. The one guy is a Chinese guy. And he exchanged techniques with Bruce Lee. And he showed me one technique that I've shown all over where I do demonstrations. This one is powerful, it works. It doesn't matter how big and how strong you are. I just want to show you the technique about what Jiu-Jitsu is all about. Jiu-Jitsu, in a nutshell, is how to get out of a difficult situation with minimum strength but maximum destruction. Okay, so Tato's going to grab me like this. Yeah. I mean, he's a very strong man. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Look at. But there is something I can do without damaging his future. So, yeah, so just do a technique like this, and I take it down. Sorry, Tata. This is what Jiu-Jitsu is all about. Unfortunately, our philosophy is feeling is believing, not seeing. Feeling is believing. Tata, did you do that one? Alright. Then, okay, I'm doing it now very slowly, but in a real situation, I do it fast and furious. Okay, and it's very painful. If there's anybody else who would like to come and feel it, you're more than welcome. I can demonstrate it without hurting. Yeah, I just bring it over like this, lock it, and I just push it out. Is there anybody else that doesn't believe it and wants to feel it? Any volunteer? No volunteers, okay. So, this technique, this gentleman showed to me who was exchanging techniques with Bruce Lee. And everybody knows Bruce Lee was like the best martial artist that you can ever get on the planet. Although there's now a lot more up and comings. Okay, the last one I want to show you, this is also for the ladies. I wanted Miss V to do this one, but she's too nicely dressed. It's a rape defense technique, how to escape from a rape situation. So I will be my other volunteer. Tatu will try to rape me. So don't keep it like it now, and then a different way, but we just want to show you. And next time, When we come again this side, we will do this one. Okay. Let's do it the proper way. This was now the normal way.
Hey, don't go with that.
In a real situation, normally the man will take the lady down first. So, but we don't have now mats, so I can throw me down and get on top of me to do this. So, I want you to take it step by step through it. See how I'm moving. I'm going to do it 3 different ways. So the first one is from this position. What he's doing is choking me, and then he's fiddling with his belt, trying to do what he wants to do. All you do, ladies, you hold this hand, move out of the way, you bring this leg over, you push him down. So ladies, once again, you hold on, and I'll explain to you now how effective this one is. You hold this one, he's busy trying to do what he wants to do with you. You move your hips out of the way, bring this leg over, and just push it down.
Don't go.
Ladies, what's important, and it's important that I must mention this, and counselor, as I'm saying, please, the parents that's here, try to get your kids into a good martial arts school so that they can learn to become confident practicing these techniques. Unfortunately, not all martial arts schools does this, but what they call this, and most of you can back me up on this by saying that if somebody attacks you and he comes to you, and then you get such a fright that you just freeze. They call it the frozen rabbit syndrome. You go in you become like numb, you can't do anything, you just stand there. But if you get into a program like this, it helps you with your self-confidence, and like I said, your antennas, you're always aware of your surroundings. Okay, so that is that, the frozen rabbit syndrome I wanted to say. And the other thing I want to to mention to you is that, so that you must know, is what they call, what is the word now? Oh, the element of surprise. Because normally if a man attacks you, he doesn't expect you to fight back. Because men, most of them are programmed, you are useless, you are weak, I'm going to summon 1, 2, 3, club, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, down to the ground. But the moment you stand up and fight back, then the man is like, oh, what is happening? You see, so that is why it's important, ladies, and I'm talking about the young ladies, please get into, just to learn this basic stuff. There's so much more that I can show you. You also do how to defend yourself against a gun, against a knife, but that I want to